hearing. And if you don't have a name on the screen or an abbreviation or something, if you could just give me a full name, that would be great. So we'll start with John White. John, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I am the applicant.
All right, great. Welcome, Mr. White.
Thank you.
I see we have Rebecca Dorff. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm the
Long time no
architect
see.
for the applicant.
Okay. Great. Welcome. And Sarah Fander also.
Hi, and I work with Rebecca.
Okay, great. Welcome back. We have Trey Sheldon here from the City Plan Department.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Trey. I have JD Sandifer.
Yes, very good. Yes. I am interested in owner of the property.
Okay, so you're saying you're not the owner of the property, you're a neighboring property owner?
862, the property adjacent or behind.
Got it. Okay, great. Welcome. All right, and JD's summary AI, is that Sandifer? Is that yours? Is that an app you're running?
Yes, yes. That's a note taker.
Okay. And Amber's iPad 2. Are you with us?
Might be at work.
That's
Amber?
she's 862 owner and interested party.
Okay. I'll need to hear from Amber if she's going to participate in the hearing. If Amber just wants to observe, that's fine. But if she wants to participate, I'll need her to get checked in here. Mrs. Sandifer.
Yeah, okay. I'm additional owner for 862.
Okay. And I'll ask Amber and JD Sandifer, are you going to be participating in the hearing, providing testimony, or just observing here today?
Just observing.
Okay, great.
Observing.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. On the applicant owner side, are we expecting anyone else to join us before we get started? No. Okay. All right, great. Let's get into it then. I need to read through our hearing script. Let's just cover the procedure for the hearing and then we'll begin. This is the September 24th, 2025 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. Again, my name is David Sturkey. I'll be presiding over the hearing. Case before us today is case number ZH20250093. That's 3941 Beechwood Avenue. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. This hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. For our purposes here today, I'll allow Mr. White, Ms. Dorff, and or Ms. Fander to tell me about the project, the relief that they're requesting, why they think that relief is appropriate and should be approved. If there were anyone from the public that wanted an opportunity to speak, they would have that opportunity after the applicant had presented its case. I'll hear from the City Planning Department and Mr. Sheldon to provide any testimony in addition to the staff report that he has prepared for this application. In the event that any party testifies or offers argument in opposition to this application, the applicant will have an opportunity to rebut that testimony and or argument that was offered in opposition. And then finally, the applicant will have an opportunity to make any closing statements. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or make any comments. In the event of any technical difficulties, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those issues as we go, but to the extent there's some defect that prevents us from meaningfully going forward with this hearing, I may continue or postpone the hearing at my discretion. Okay, last thing I need to do is just swear in all of our witnesses. So before I do that, I'm just going to see if the individual that just joined us, Ellery, is wanting to participate in the hearing today. If so, Ellery, if you could unmute.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm good. Could you, well, first, are you wanting to participate in the hearing today, provide testimony or comment at all?
Yes.
Okay, great. So if you could give me your full name.
Ellery Lewis.
Is it Lewis?
Correct.
All right. And can you tell me how you're connected to the project at all?
My wife owns the property.
Okay. Your wife owns the subject property?
Yep, Amber.
Okay, I have Kristen and John White down as the property owners here today.
Oh, I'm sorry. My wife owns the property behind it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I stand corrected.
Okay. All right. And if you are going to provide testimony, I'll need you to activate your camera. I'm at the point here in the beginning of the hearing here where I'm going to swear in all of our witnesses. So anyone that intends on providing any testimony here today, making any comments, asking any questions, really doing anything other than just strictly observing, the zoning code requires that I swear you in. So I'm going to do that collectively with everyone who intends on testifying. So again, Mr. Lewis, if you could just activate
Yeah,
your camera.
we're just doing observation.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Okay, everyone else, if you could unmute, raise your right hand, answer out loud. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you shall provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You.
Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. All right, let's go ahead. Get started. Who's going to be taking the lead here on the presentation?
If it's okay with you, John, I'd be happy to present. Okay. Well, Sarah, can you turn your audio off? Sorry, I just hear my echo over there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, John and Kristen White purchased 3941 Beechwood Avenue about 2 years ago. It's a beautiful historic home in North Avondale. They have a front deck really, but they want to add a porch roof to the existing front deck. I mean, it's a porch, but it doesn't have a roof. So the existing footprint of that front porch is non-compliant with the zoning code. So we're requesting a side setback dimensional variance of 3'6" to allow a 6'6" side setback because the addition does not meet the 10-foot side setback requirement. So here is, sorry, I'm just gonna go. This is the house. This is the existing house. This is the existing front porch I'm talking about. And they want to basically just put a roof on this porch. So I have some renderings of that in a second, but here's a little context. So this is like looking at their building from the back, looking at it from the side, looking at it from the other side. And then this is a zoomed in picture of that front porch. So this is all existing. There's no change happening to this. The goal is just to add posts and a roof to these existing half columns. So this is what it would look like. So again, we're really drawing from other houses in the neighborhood, trying to get it as historically accurate as possible. I think it's possible that there was a porch on this house at some point in history that was removed. I don't have proof of that, but I think that what we're proposing is very much in line with the architecture of the house and the context of the neighborhood. So the reason that we need zoning relief is just because that this portion here, basically the existing house, is too close to the side yard property line. Technically, like if it were to be built today, it would have to be shifted a little bit over. So we're just basically requesting a zoning variance so that we can put the porch roof over the footprint of the existing porch and not like have it step back or anything. So yeah, it's a pretty simple project and a pretty simple request. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, so essentially if you wanted to make this conforming, you'd have to, as we look at these pictures here on the screen, you would have to just sort of cut the roof short.
Yeah, it would
3
like,
feet,
it would
6
land.
inches.
And Sarah, can you correct me if I'm wrong on which side we're talking about? I think I'm correct that it's this side, right?
Yes.
Okay,
This is Trey. Also, yes, I'll confirm that. It's the right side.
gotcha.
North.
Okay, so yeah, I don't have a site plan right in front of me, but yes, this basically the house is like 3 feet closer to the property line than it would be if it had been built to the zoning regulations of today. So we would just have to like stop the porch roof here, basically, which
Gotcha.
it would mean there would be a post right in front of the window and it would not be historically accurate what would have been built.
Gotcha. Okay. And you said that this porch was originally constructed, right, in this home?
I
And the porch were
th-
originally constructed
the-
prior to the existence of the modern zoning code.
Yeah, so this home, I think, let me see, and John might know this. John, do you know the year the home was built? John?
We go back and
Actually,
forth between
I have that in my staff report. It's 1910.
96.
1910.
Good.
1910.
That's what
Good.
the auditor has. as
Okay.
the year it was built.
But yeah, a long time
Mi-
ago, so it's very old.
Okay.
Um,
Mr. White, is that consistent with what you were gonna say? Mr. White, was that consistent with what you were trying to say there? You're muted. You're muted, John.
Okay. Similar in period, we were told 1896.
Okay,
So
got it. Okay, thanks. All right.
and yeah, this portion of the front porch is there already. This was all built. This was all already built. So the only part we're adding is just the posts and the roof.
Okay. Let's see. Do you anticipate any adverse impacts on views, light, wind,
No.
anything like that for neighboring property owners as a result of
I
this project?
really anticipate like no impact. The only impact would just be slight inconvenience during construction, just like some construction noise. But even that, like the neighboring properties aren't like right up against the house. There's a pretty big front yard, so they are pretty like not isolated, but it's not going to be like directly next to anybody's property. It's a pretty simple project. It's just some framing and some trim work, some roofing. And John will be coordinating all the work himself. And I know his goal is to be a good neighbor. So, I'm sure he'll do a good job of mitigating any disturbances.
Okay, great. I don't think I have any other questions. Mr. White, did you want to add anything?
no, we checked in with all our neighbors as the project's been going on, to the side, both sides of us. And they've been great neighbors and they were excited for this possibility.
Okay, great. Sounds good. Unless there's anything else from the applicants, I will briefly check in with a new participant that we have here. Someone with a mask under iPhone. If you could just unmute. I just want to ask whether or not you wanted to provide any comment or testimony on this project here today.
Actually, I just received something in the mail saying that about the proper. I think it was it wasn't even my
Yeah.
property, but I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the city is required to send out notice to property owners within a certain vicinity whenever someone is making a variance request to change their property. And that's not in compliance with the zoning code. So today they're asking for a variance, the subject property owners, and that's why you received the postcard.
Oh,
And
okay.
so this is just so now would be an opportunity if you have any input positively or negatively about the project. It'd be an opportunity for you to give that input.
Oh, well, I don't have anything. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. Welcome. Yeah. We're just working through the applicant's presentation right now. Trey Sheldon from the City Planning Department is about to give, I believe, a little bit of a summary of his staff report. So if you're curious about what the project is about, you'll hear a little bit more about that right now.
Okay.
All right, thanks. All right,
Is
Trey?
it possible, ma'am, is it possible to mute? Oh, thank you very much. You muted because
Yeah, I got it. Trey.
Oh, kids were, anyhow, yeah, just to summarize, ma'am, for you, there's an existing front porch, with brick half columns that, were built in. It may be that a porch, was there before, but, given that the building, is anywhere from 125 to even older, years in age. So it's, the house was built, somewhere around the turn of the century, 1900. Anyhow, and anyhow, there are brick half columns on the front porch that support that, and then areas in between are interspersed bricks so that there are actually gaps in between those, and that was seems to be original to the house. And so what the homeowner's proposing here, ma'am, is that they're going to add a instead of just a little portico over the current front door, like a little stoop, they're actually going to bring that out so that it rests on these half brick columns. So basically, they're going to have a roof that matches the architecture of the house, but that comes out and has posts mounted with the weight being borne on existing half columns of brick that go all the way down through to the ground. David, while I'm on that note, I do find that it would be, you know, a hardship. It would definitely bring up practical difficulties to try to relocate all the weight for that corner. In order for them to come over 3.5 feet to meet the 10-foot side yard setback, they would have to tear up existing historic brickwork that's done there and create a new a base for the post, so column all the way down. You know, this is just practical building reality. They would have to have at least 30 inches of concrete down into the ground and then come up to support that, and then it would be right in front of the posts would be right directly in front of a window. So it just and it wouldn't, you know, it just doesn't, it wouldn't fit with the, you know, aesthetically with the current state of the house. So I do feel that the prong of the test as far as reasonable and practical difficulties, this is definitely be, you know, basically to be compliant, you're having something look out of scale and out of proportion. You're covering a window and you're demolishing part of the historical, you know, kind of knee wall, if you will, going around there in order to put, you know, plus the expense. You're basically going all the way down into the ground at that point, 3.5 feet back from that existing corner of the porch. So I did want to also note that it was not possible to invoke Chapter 1447 as far as expansion of a non-conforming structure, because with this porch addition, and the existing build out off the back of the property, it exceeds the 60-foot limit. It does not go over 70, so it didn't cause them to have to increase their side setbacks, but it's right there in that range between 60 and 70. And as you know, 1447, in order to have that thing where you're within 5 feet of the section where you're within 5 feet of the property and only a single story, could not be invoked because the total depth is over 60. So it did require this relief. I will note further that I've been in this neighborhood before, very beautiful homes. And I was able to kind of do a Google Street view kind of drive about in there. And I do confirm that having a front porch of some sort, a substantial front porch or some kind of built out art is a very common amenity in this neighborhood. And beyond that, I'd secondarily like to point out, so this is in the fourth prong of the variance test. Is the variance necessary for preservation and enjoyment of substantial property right possessed by others in the same district or vicinity? And I would say yes, a substantial front porch is a very common amenity in this neighborhood. And then I have noted 8 properties in the immediate vicinity, including the property immediately adjacent to the north at 3947 Beechwood Avenue, where those properties have a non-conforming side yard setback. Simply, they were built way before this current zoning code, probably before any zoning code. You know, they were simply constructed that way. These are large homes. They may have simply, when constructed, elected to have a wider yard where the driveway is on the opposite side. I think that's probably what happened when they were doing it, is to have a more ample side yard over by the entry drive. So that seems to be a fairly common pattern. Like I said, I identified 8 properties in the immediate vicinity. I mean, within a couple hundred feet of, maybe 300 or 400 feet of the subject property. So, do you have any other questions?
Okay, no, I don't think so. Appreciate your testimony and your work on the staff report.
Thank you.
Okay, I will turn it back over to the applicants now. Anything you want to say in response to Trey's comments, or anything in closing or otherwise before we adjourn?
Just thank you, Trey. That was very thorough. And I think that you're right about like the hardship and just the it wouldn't be as nice and it would be more difficult to construct the porch roof over. So yeah, just thank you. And I think it's a very reasonable request that the applicant is making. And I think it'll enhance the neighborhood, not detract from it.
Okay, great. We'll leave it at that. I agree with the arguments and contentions of the applicants here. I've had a chance to review the application materials, the staff report. I've had a chance to drive by the site as well, familiar with this area. I think based on all of that and the testimony that I've heard here today, I think it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code to this application. And so based on that, I am going to approve the application. I need to formalize that approval in a written decision. I mentioned at the beginning that typically takes about 2 weeks. I'll do everything I can to get that to you as quickly as possible. As soon as I finish that, I'll put it into a PDF and I'll email it to everybody in the hearing here today. So you'll have a copy of that really just moments after it's complete. Once Trey has that email, he can approve the zoning permit on his end and you all can take the next steps. Are there any questions? No? Okay, great. Well, thanks everyone for your time, your testimony. Good luck with the project.